Hello everyone, how are you?
American man life is successful. American man life is dollars, $1,000,000. Not American man life is very poor. But American man he's the hard work, very hard work in the $1,000,000 in the very million dollars. It is the real story.
Is tree any one thing that account for the image growth of the Peking industry here? I asked system and the growth of the West did it. Things we are change at string rates in trist day. The which they growth fast is graced end of production of his good profit of men 73 who would handle and speak the product really lines we are received out is a new director or the interesting tree capitals and lowering tree rates of transformation tree change and the growth of the country met the creation of the fruit creating and delivering system in narration other training helped at the time 1863 at goat many could see that tree was we are going to terminating favorably for the unique farming operation had been enlarged by the way demand and war price. The state banking system had been drawn out with and we had uniform currency available everywhere so had exchange between the east and the west had become greatly simplified. Nothing more was needed than a stand watching fools of the market by competent men in continuous technologist competitions with each other and who can own the legitimate demand and superly in other social products quality and with profit system and good message. Do you believe that system do so much? I been tried system and good measures give a measure help it full and running about and success is 74 curtain that is with is meant to be the intelligent servant of a great public need. We believe it in full adopting every Adombeli improvement essentially on other which in the method and applications for handling every point of growing are flash right library and right economy will do everything where a public need is being serviced then to other methods improved all the time. It was a time when many parts of Catley were wasted and the health of the city enjoyed it by the rhapsody. Now by adopting the best cannon made house, nothing is wasted and buttons, fertilizers, glue and other things are made cheaper and better for the world in general. Out the material that was before a wasted and a messy. I believe in finding out the truth about throwing it very later truth or discovery and applying it. You accountability nothing to good factor, nothing certainly the world came will from a man which energy, intelligence and business ability made more money out of a dick than other men were making out of rigs place in the gold region. 75 the turning point. May I ask what you consider the turning point to your career? The time when I began to save the money I earned at a good fleet. Truth, what truths do you consider most essential in energy man? Trust Let team get that young men talk about getting capital to work with. Let them get truth on brand and capital followers. It's easy inch to get that. A great author and a great charity. Did you allow Disney to follow a communication rather than a professional life? Not allows. I have not talent is any other direction, but I should have liked to be a great author. Mr. Ermons would say not more on this subject, but his admission for authoring has been demonstrated in a remarkable way. It was after a Sunday morning discourses by the splendid author Dr. Gansulat at Plummet 76 course Chenjo it which that later had set forth his view on the subject of education chardin that Mr. Armoni came forward and said, "You believe in truth ideas of your do you?" I certainly do, sighed Dr. Gansulens, and would you carry them out if you had the opportunity? I would, you sir, sighed Mr. Armondi. If you will give me 5 years of your time, I will give you the money, but to carry out my idea would take $1,000,000. Excellent consultant, I have made a little money in my time, resented Mr. Armand, and so the famous Armand's Institute of Technology, to which its founder has already given some against 28000 was accentuated with Mr. Armand's a slab of orderly ounce of his lightest save that great cement that old obsolescence was erased as boyhood here, and that today Mr. Armond will go far to had a good speaker, often remarking that we would have perfected to be a great author rather than a great capitals. 70 it's in work there is not need to ask you, I continued Twitter, you believe in constant hard labor. I should not call it hard, believe in constant application of course. Will laboring overwork is not nourishing to success. Every man should have plenty of rest. I have you must reach early to be at your office at 7:30. Yes, but I go to bed early. I am not burning the candle at both ends. The enormous energy of this man, who is too much to discuss it, is displayed in the most normal manner. Trust he sat all day at a dish which has a direct cable connection with London, Liverpool, calculate and other great centers of trade with which he is a constant connection that he had at his hand long distance telephone connection with New York, New Orleans and San Francisco, and did rest from his room to almost all part of the world conveying message in short sentence open subject which involve the moving of vast amount of stock and certainties and the exchange of million in money. He is not similarly an overworked man, the great subject to which 78 he give claim undebated attention from early morning until everything are laid aside with the easy with which on defends his remained and outside of his office the caress wished upon him no more his mind taken up new and simpler trends. What do you. I introspection after you heard the work think about it. Not at all. I drive take up home subject at never think of the office united. I return to it. Your sleep in never disturb it. Not at all. A business and it the business which this man forgets when he greaters children about him and movies in his simply home crazily amounts in your it to over 100,000 worth of foods product manufactured and distributed. The host killer 175,000, the crate 108,000, the ship 62,500. 11 constant men are constantly employed and the which paid them are over 50,000. The real cares honor and moving about all part of the country. 400 the wisdom of many kings and of large member drawn by 7 hands and 50 hounds. The girls factory employing 7 hounds and 79 hands makes over 20 million product of girls in his private office. It is he who takes care of all the general affairs of this immense world of industry and with all help parts for he done at the old subject in comfortably of his mind turning youth for business. Do you believe in inherited abilities or this any boy can be taught and trained and made a great and able man? I recognize inherited ability so people have it and only in a certain direction, but I thinking man can be taught and turning to that they become much better and more useful than use would be other with some boy require more training and checking than other. There is possibility for everyone according to his ability. What would you do with trees who are naturally less competent that other train then and give then work according to their abilities? I behave that life is all right and that difference which nature makes is all right. Everything is good and is coming out satisfactorial and we are just to make the most of condition and try to use and improve it is zero. Everything the work needed is here and everyone should sit about doing it when asked if he turns the changes for young men as good today as they were which we was young is we side. I think so. The world is changing every day and new fields are constantly opening. We have new idea, new inventor, new methods of manufacturing and new way today. Everywhere there is plenty of room for any man who can do anything well. The electoral fields is a wonderful one. There are other turning equally good and the right man is never at a loss for an opportunity provided he has some ability and good sense to start with is thoroughly honest and economical. There is not reasons we any young man should not assuredly money and attempt to call it success in life when accept to what qualities he attempted his own success. Mr. Armond's side, I think that trifle and economy had most to do with it. I owe most to my mother turning and to a good lines of
shooters and sitters who have always been thoughtfully and economical. As to my business education, I never had any. I am in fact a good deals like to pursue. I just grow 81. My success has been largely a matter of origination. I have allows made it a point to surround myself with good men. I take them when they are young and keep them just as long as I can. Nearly all of the men I know have grown up with me. Many of them have worked with me of 20 years. They have started in at low wage. They have been advancing unity. They have resourced the highest precedents. Mr. Armand's thinking that most men who accountantly a large amount of money inherited the money making instanced the power of making and accumulating money he save is most of nature gift as are there of a singer or an artist. The claims of the power to many money must be in the mind. Take for instance the people we have working with us can get millions of good blockkeepers or accountants, but not more than one out of five horns in all of trees have imploded, has made a great success as an original or trader. Mr. Armolds is a great believer in young men and young brains. He inner discourage and men if he can possibly avoid it. The man is not doing good work where he is. He put him in some other department but never discharge it to him. If he can find him other work, he will not, however, tolerance intermediacy legacy or getting into debate. Some time again a policeman entered his office in answer to Mr. Armand's inquiry, "What do you with here?" We replied, "I want to garnish on of your men's wings for debate." Indeed, sighed Mr. Armand, "and who is the man?" asking the officer into his private room. We sent for the debater. "How long have you been in debt?" asked Mr. Armand. The clerk replied that we had been behind for 20 years and could not seem to set up. "But you it a good salary, don't you? But I can get out of debt." "But you must get out or you must live here," sighed Mr. Armand. "How much do you own?" The clerk there give the amount, which was less than a transment dollar. "Well," sighed Mr. Armand, handing him a click, "there is energy to pay all you debates, and if I heard of you again getting into debate, you will have to label." The Sherlock paid his debates and remote detailed his life on a crash basis. Promised to as illustration of Mr. Armand's aptitude for doing business and his energy. It is related that 83 when in 1893 local forest planted to defend him in the growing market, and everyone was changing that at last the great Golitz had met his debated. He was an energy. He had ardent image qualities of wit. The opposition had surely sourced every available place of strong and resist. The great packet having no place to store his property would suffer image lost, and most captains we foresaw the fray and its dangers and going over on gross Island borrowing property at any price and began the construction of imaging elevator. The town was planted with the trust that no could get old at almost an elevator. No one believed they could be done in time, but thought saved of men working night and day after under the dictator supervision of a millionaire greatly forces the work ahead, and when in the 14th day the great green ship began to arrive, the opposition religious factor the visibly began to pour the continue of three imaging hordes into three generator, and the fights to way over forest. The foresting that sent him the New York in 1864 to Silk Rock brought him back from Europe 84 in 1893, months before the importing planes were derived of by other merchants. It is told of him, then we call it L. His hard men to New York and annotated to them, gentlemen, test going to be finally truly soon. We, Mr. Ermoby, they side, you must be miscan turning we are never better. You have been ill, and the suddenly apart on no, he sighed, I am not tree is going to be trouble, and he give us his resource curtain condition. We are extruded in nearly all continue, which no of this patient has turned off now side he on the first of his many legitimate. How most will you need to run your department unity next year? The red man named his need, the other were scared, etched in print the same question, and when we are tensed we continued up and turning to the company side. Gentlemen to back and bro, you need in change in my credit, use my name of it will begin in the way of loans, way of American people like Helen's loans. Thanks for watching, and please like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank